Before we started, a very important thing to do, at least to me, if I'm here on I'll Treat You Good, I like to have my snapshots staying while I turn them on and off. So the minute I press these two knobs, I stay with the 4 presets for the song. And if I want to go to the next song, I press here and I'm back on bank preset mode. So if I press here, I want to have like intro, now I go to the verse, now I go to solo, now I go to drive slap for the end of the song. And that's it. Again. Okay, so this is achieved by clicking on this list here. Then you go to global settings, switches, and then you go to this arrow here, and on snapshot you need to leave it at latch as it is. If it is in momentary, what happens is when I go to snapshot, for example, I press this one and it goes back to the bank, which doesn't suit me for this approach. So I want it to be global settings again, switches, I want it to be latch. Okay, and here we are. But first of all, let me thank my dear patrons. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much for being with me since the beginning and for supporting the show. You really make it happen. You know, if you want to become a patron yourself, you just go to the link above and it's super easy. You'll be getting early access to episodes, a free video lesson every week, and free backing track every month. And of course, my huge thank you because you're helping me keep on building the channel. Let's go. Man, after 6 hours into this programming, I finally have a great starting point and I'm really happy with it. Let me turn on the amp and start to show you the presets. Okay, so what I have here is actually my song list. So I have I'll Treat You Good If You Treat Me Bad, Immigrant Song, Tony My German Friend, I Wanna Please My Baby. So 4 songs. Next bank, I have Virtual Blues, It Hurts Me, I Do the Walk, Gotta Do Something. Next song, I got Chicken Dance, One in a Million, Verdes Anos, Sad and Lonely. Next set, etc., etc. So if I stop on the first one, for example, and I hit the 2 bank foot switches, I enter into snapshot mode, and I have the intro, the verse, the solo, and the drive. Let me go Verdes Anos. Okay, so you can see a 4 showing up here. I hope you can see it on the camera. But there's a 4 because I saved it with the final snapshot. So in this first one, I have my basic pedal board. I have a clean sound. And now I have to adjust it. And greatly enough, this is, I haven't done it this right, because I like the reverb to be here and the compressor to be here. So I touch both switches and I switch them up. Then I got my King of Tone coming up here, but it's not the preset I've done. So I want it to be, and I'll show you how I do it. I want it to be from my favorite list. So I'll go to favorites, push it up, and I go to King of Tone, and now it's right. It's my King of Tone. Okay, so this is the preset. Let's save it. So let me show you what I have. Oh, and I like to have this to switched over. And this one here. Okay, now it's correct, but I don't know exactly how it sounds, so something's wrong, and it's probably because I have the ZVAX turned on this, so I have to turn it off. This is why it's critical, because what I did was selecting without listening and selecting my favorites. Now I have to try it and to play it and to figure out if it fits the song. And this is a process. It's a never-going process. So, okay, I have a 1 repeat delay, compressor, and this is the sound. Okay, so this is great. Let's go to snapshot number 2, and I'll go to it on my keyboard. It's exactly the same sound, but it changes between the compressor, it changes it to the king of tone. Okay, again, the drive is on. Okay. Okay, so this is correct. Now I'll go to snapshot number 3, and snapshot number 3 is actually the ZVEX. Which is too bright for me, because probably the EQ is not correct. Let me turn off the EQ. Okay, let me turn on the king of tone. This is the tone I want. Save it, and let's move on to snapshot number 4. Snapshot number 4 is a clean thing, so let me check. Okay, no. Okay, with Memory Man, a lot of reverb, compressor, Univibe. It's actually too wet. Let me turn down the mix and the feedback. Great. It's perfect. Let me go back to intro and save it. I'll save it by pressing here. It's the easiest way to save. Press twice on save and that's it. Okay, let's move on to I Do The Walk, for example. It's not saved on preset number 1. So it's a Leslie. And I saved it with this small room engaged. Let me change for the transistor, which is the normal thing I use. and the small room. Yeah, I think I prefer the transistor. So I'll save it and we'll be on Snapshot 1 when I engage it. So let's move on to Snapshot 2, and Snapshot 2 is basically the solo, which is the fuzz factory, and I still have to figure out if I use it like this or if I use the EQ. I think I prefer it without the EQ. It might be bright. I have to adjust it live in a situation. So let's go back to Snapshot 1 and save it. Okay, let's go to Virtual Blues, for example. This is a hard one. So it starts with the Leslie, and it has the compressor on, the Leslie, and slack back. Okay, but this was an old preset, and I have the vibe rotary. I prefer my Leslie, so I'll change it here, and it's done. It's my basic. Then it goes to a very ambient stuff. Okay, it had not a good one. Like it a lot more. Preset number 3, we got my solo, which is basically the King of Tone with the dual delay because it's in stereo and a little reverb. And let me hear how it sounds. So again, I'll change it. I'll change the King of Tone here by my favorite setting. And the great thing is that it changes the pedal in all the snapshots. So now I have my King of Tone here, which is a better preset for me, the King of Tone, and it's written King of Tone. And now, because I based this on a different preset, if I go to preset number to snapshot number 4, it's a wrong one. So what I would prefer would be to have a copy of the 3, and this is done by copying it here, move it to the 4, paste it, and it's the same. but I'll engage this delay with bigger mix. So we'll go like this. Because for the ending, I'm playing something like. Okay, going back to preset number 1, saving it. Great. Now, on Tony, my German friend, for example, it's written here I have 3 snapshots, and I have to be on this one. So drive with octave down. Oh, and I have really cool small slapback. And it comes in the ZVEX. For the solo, so if you check it out, in the solo, I engage a different delay that is a bucket brigade, just 1 repeat. And it is a way more powerful effect. It gives me a little more space. For the drive, I have a very short slapback. Okay, I want to please my baby. I start with ambient, octave fuzz. So immediately I notice I need a little more mix in this. Perfect. Solo. So in the solo, I'm kicking in the King of Tone on top. No, I'm probably just raising I'm raising the level on the King of Tone. Notice it here. It's a little higher, and that's it. I'm not going through every preset because I think it would be boring. But let me know if you want me to do that. But basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that I can now save this as a set list, and I will actually do it setlist export, and I have this list which is called full songs, and now I've just replaced it. So it has all my songs in here. And when I want to do a real proper set list, I have all of the unused presets that I can use to store a set list. So I have from bank 9A to the last bank to store my presets. So I have more than enough to store. So I can do a show. I can even do 2 shows if I do like 2 shows in a row, because it's easier to do it in the computer. If I do 2 shows in a row, I can like do 2 set lists, one from, for example, 23A to whatever, to 30A, and then the other one through the others. I can have my set lists programmed this way, and I can easily access my snapshots, and I can easily access what I have inside of a snapshot. And I think this really makes it super versatile, because I was like wanting to have a full pedal board and then presetting and turning on and off all effects, but for some songs I only use 2 pedals or whatever, and I can change it. I can tailor my reverb for each song. I might like a plate, but for example on, let me get one, Sad and Lonely, it's set up so it comes in like this. Chorus is the same with the King of Tone. And it's really great how it reacts to my playing, because if I hit it hard, if I want it, for example, in Blue Town, I have my clean intro. And on the solo, I click in the phaser. Or if I use my out of phase tone that I usually use, basically what I'm doing here is adding the kinky boosts, which is basically an EP booster. I might add it a little less gainy. So you get the idea. It's just an incredible tool that I can actually tailor to my sound, to react to my playing. I can switch it, I can change it on the fly, and that took me a while to understand. But I think the goal of this episode is to try to inform you on how to get the most out of your HX effects, because it's so powerful. We can get overwhelmed, like it has a million overdrives, a million fuzzes. But if you think of it as an option of owning all the pedals, but then building specific boards, you're now building specific boards for specific songs, which is great because you can have an entirely different pedal board for each song, and you have only the effects you need. You can go to the manual mode and play them in. You can change the presets, you can change the amount of reverb or whatever, so you can customize it so much that it's super powerful, and it's a never going thing. So you will be always tweaking it to the perfection, and then it will get great after a few times. That's it, my friends. I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope you have enjoyed the show. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe, leave the thumbs up. It's very important for YouTube to suggest the video to other people. And of course, if you want to become a patron and support the channel, support what I'm doing here, I will be super thankful. You just go to the link, easy peasy. If you're interested in guitar lessons or vocal lessons with me, you can send me an email or a direct message via Instagram or Facebook, and we'll deal with it from there. And we'll see each other next week. I'm super curious to hear your thoughts on this. Leave it in the comments. Bye bye. See you next week.